Hello, everybody. Phenomenal Sir here with a surprise. Not really a surprise if you watch my schedule, but, you know, whatever. An unscheduled, well, not really unscheduled if you watch my schedule. I don't normally stream Friday during the day, but I'm off today. So, happy Juneteenth tomorrow to everyone to whom it applies. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming some Last Remnant. Probably not going to do any quests, at least not at first, because I do have quite a few quests, or not quests, but guild tasks involving rare monsters that have been piling up, including a couple that have literally been like waiting to be completed since I started the game, and I just never went back to do them. And some of those do affect, like, once you complete this guild task, it like upgrades the tasks that are available. So I do want to try to get some of those knocked out. I'm not even going to try to lie. I'm going to be on the wiki looking up where stuff spawns, because otherwise you would just it would just be a matter of luck, basically, right? Like, they don't tell you in the tasks where the monsters spawn. It's just go fight one of these. So if huzzah, thank you, Calrea. So if you don't know where the monster spawns, or if you haven't just ran into it through dumb luck, then there's really no reason to think you ever will run into it. So hang on one second. My Xbox controller is not plugged in, so I may actually have to restart my game. I gotta unplug my card capture, which sometimes breaks the world. Let's see if it actually works. Yep, it works. Hey, Benzo, welcome, welcome. Kid Varg 2. Oh, sniggity snap. I don't know how much of that you guys heard, but I'm going to be doing some rare monster hunts today, because we've got some rare monsters that we've just not fought, even though they've been, you know, on the board as targets for most of the game. So, hello, Kid Varg. I saw on Twitter that you had some technical difficulties, and the hours long. So the Desert Legend quest ended up clocking in at about 3 hours and 40 minutes, and I didn't get the best weapon that you can get in there, so I'm probably gonna have to go back and like try to find it later. I was sorry to hear that you had some technical difficulties, Kid Varg. And to Benzo, how did the rest of the stream go? How much longer did you guys play after I left? I think I left around 1:45. Yeah, like, this is just a regular monster, I think. No, it's not. Because it would say, if it was a regular monster, it would say kill times whatever. Okay. So this is a Cassidy weapon, I think. You have to, like, upgrade to get it. And this is just upgrade a lance, basically. These are the ones I was thinking of. Dominator is the main one. The Dominator spawns back in Blackdale, which is like the second dungeon we ever went to. Well, I hate to hear that. It makes me not want to use it. I was actually thinking about doing, like, spending the morning setting up Streamlabs. And then I didn't. So I'm gonna self-redeem a snap crackle. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard that one, but it was like a chain crackle. All right, so the Dominator spawns. I do know the Dominator spawns over this way, and if I'm really lucky, he might just be here the very first time. Well, I will tell you that when we woke up this morning, we were in We were in a stream with a guy that looked like, I don't know, like Marilyn Manson, and he was like lighting up, lighting up his paraphernalia live on camera while while we were watching. We came downstairs and Calrea's tablet was logged in, and it was literally just some dude wearing a ton of makeup. Like he looked like a death metal band member, and he's just like like right there on camera. I was like, oh, okay, let's not be on this channel. I told Calrea, you never really know who you're going to end up with when you go to sleep and leave your stuff in somebody's stream. Oh, McGrady changed his weapon. He's always had the giant axe, and now he's got like a glaive or something. Nice. Let's see. A Bardiche. Nice. Oh, but it's slashing. Is it mighty? I guess it doesn't matter because I can't really affect it. I can't change what his weapon is, so I'm just gonna hope that it's a mighty weapon. I think this is where he's supposed to spawn. Let me see. Let me look. Hmm. Okay. Basically, I'm just trying to complete a couple of guild tasks. The guild tasks are the things where it's like collect this item or kill X number of this enemy. And the different guild tasks, some of them actually unlock recruitable characters or they unlock other stuff. It says I can see him from across the chasm. I've always read that in the PC version you can see him from across the chasm if your character clipping is turned all the way up or down, whichever. But I've never been able to find that setting, so I'm gonna just have to like. They claim that you can see his wings or something. I don't know. Maybe they're talking about down here. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking to see if I can see him. So I don't know if it's true or not. Hmm. So for this specific one, the Dominator, if you defeat the Dominator, that's Monster Slayer Task 14. And it unlocks a leader named Ripley. And it also increases your rank in the Union of the Golden Chalice. Like, there are certain, I mean, no matter how many quests I do for the Union of the Golden Chalice, I have to do this specific one to basically get to the next rank in, the guild. Well, this isn't a monster hunting game like a training game, Benzo. This is an RPG that has a pretty interesting combat system. It tracks morale, it tracks a whole lot of stuff. They actually discourage you from power leveling in this game because the enemies level with you. And until you get to the end of the game, every time you recruit a new party member, they always are at the same level, but the monsters level with you. So if you level up too much and then later on you hire new people, they'll be really underleveled. Um, but essentially, this is not like Monster Hunter or Monster Rancher. When I say I'm hunting monsters, As you adventure through the different areas, there are rare spawns of monsters that are much stronger than the other enemies in the area, as rare spawns tend to be. And there are special tasks and guild quests associated with killing them or capturing them. Um, capturing monsters, like you'll probably see me capture some spiders here. Basically, when you capture monsters, you have two options. You can take them back to town and you can sell them, and different monsters give you different mercantile points in various categories, which unlocks higher level gears in the shops. And it doesn't matter where you sell them. You get, if you sell everything in one town, it unlocks everything appropriate for all the towns. Or you can break the monsters down to get rare components that you use to upgrade your gear, or you can sell for money. Or sometimes the components themselves are guild tasks, where it might be like gather four curled imp fur, and to get curled imp fur, it's like a rare component from breaking down imps. So, but this is a Square Enix RPG that originally came out for the 360 back in 2008. It was released shortly thereafter on the PC, and the PC version is the far superior version. You can download it. You can't get it on Steam anymore. They actually took it off the Steam store. But you can download it on the Switch and on the PlayStation 4 stores as the remastered version, which is the same as the one that was on Steam. Basically, anything other than the Xbox 360 version is the one you want to play, because they had some really busted mechanics that they had not properly balanced when they released it on the 360. Holy crap! Hello, Aeon Aegis, how are you? I just saw it pop up. Yes, absolutely, Benzo. Thank you for asking. Hello, everybody. Wow, Aeon. 17 people. Waluigi, 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 Waluigi. I don't have the sound effects, but I'll sing the song for you. Hello, hello. Yes, welcome, Raiders. I don't know how much of that you caught, but I was explaining kind of the background premise of Last Remnant's monster hunting, which is not training or anything like that. It's not like Monster Rancher or Monster Hunter. So today we have a nice chill stream planned. Last time, Kid Varg will tell you, we tried to go do a side quest, and it was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my entire life. And I was in a dungeon for 3.5 hours, and I didn't even finish everything in the dungeon. So today we're just fighting monsters and completing some guild tasks, doing a little bit of leveling. Yep. Dude, I went back and looked afterwards for real, Kid Varg, and I missed like 4 treasure chests in that dungeon, as long as I was in there. So as we're fighting, you can see some of the monsters are disintegrating and others are remaining on the map. The ones that remain on the map, those are ones that you've captured. So at the end, you'll be able to choose how many you want to break down. And so this move I just used, Caustic Blast, is actually an AoE spell, which not only affects all the enemies in the Union I'm fighting, but it reaches beyond the Union battle that I'm in, and it hit another group that was off to the side and killed all of them as well. So you have to be very cognizant of your troop movement in this game and where everybody is, because there are a lot of enemies that have AoE attacks where you might be fighting a boss like the Dominator, which we're hunting right now, and you might have 15 people in 4 different unions all glommed onto him at once fighting him, and then he'll fly up in the air and do a twister attack that hits your entire party, and if he gets a critical hit, it's usually GG for you. So there's a lot of strategy involved with what you want to do. Right now I'm kind of just flying through it because these monsters are not super high leveled. But you have to be careful because the levels of monsters are determined partially by your character levels and partially by what part of each dungeon you're in. Hello, Voltaire. Hello, hello. How are you? Good to see you. So like when I came into this area, Benzo, I went to the left, and the monsters here are all in like the 20s. I'm around level 60 right now. But if I had gone to the right instead, there was a door I could go through where the monsters are all level 80 or 90. And when you first come here, you're level 20. You just have to know, don't go into that area, or you'll get shreked. So I'm using time shift to basically pause everyone, and because I didn't attack them, they're now enraged and they'll chase me until I get into a fight and cancel out the rage. The game's drops are partially dependent on how many enemies you've killed since you came in. Oh, wrong button. Since you came into the dungeon, and partially determined by how many enemies are in the individual battle. Nope. Bye. Have a beautiful time. Oh, this is the Sapphire Pit. I want to be in the Speckled Chasm. Okay, here it is. Oh, I was in... No, this is the Speckled Chasm. Okay, so the monster just didn't spawn. I thought it was in the second area. So it is where I thought it was supposed to be, is where it spawns. Oof, oof, oof. Actually, you know what? I'm dumb. There's a quick travel point at the end of this dungeon. I can just get back out and come back in again. It's no big thing. Rather than run all the way back through, I can come this way, and yeah, this will be a lot quicker. But if you guys are looking for a long game to play or to stream or whatever, Benzo, you should definitely check this out, because I think this is episode 15, and I average between 2 and 4 hours per episode, and I just completed what was disc 1 on the 360 version. So it's a big boy. I'm also doing every single side quest, which some of them are kind of hard if you're not in New Game Plus. But a lot of the stuff is like time locked. Sure, no problem. So all the characters now are asking me for advice on how to level up their abilities. They're telling me items they want. They're asking me for gear that I've picked up. You don't actually have to buy equipment for anyone but your main character. Your main character, you can give him any setup you want. So in my first playthrough of this, my first episode, the viewers did a vote, and they voted for dual katanas for maximum weed factor. But you can just as easily do dual axes. You can do an axe and a tower shield. You can do a spear. You can be a wizard. As you advance through the game and complete tasks and quests, you'll unlock all the different types of abilities, and you can turn things on and off. So like if I wanted to, I could turn remedies on, and I could do healing magic with my main character. But the abilities that you're using all level independently, and that affects what class you are, and your class affects your stat growth. So we're trying to become a ninja, so we're focusing pretty primarily on dual wielding weapons with a little bit of attack magic mixed in. But everybody else, they just do their own thing. When you hire them, they start out with gear, they start out with certain arts, and then they just advance normally as they go. You don't have to, they'll tell you, hey, I need raptor hide, and then I'll go find some raptors and kill them, and if a raptor hide drops, they'll say, can I have this? And if you say yes, they just automatically upgrade their gear, which is why when I first started playing, I was like, oh shit, he upgraded his weapon, because normally he uses a halberd. But I either got it as a drop or I got a rare item or something, and he went into like a side path of the weapon progression and got the bardiche instead. So, but yeah, they'll just randomly ask you for stuff, and if I decide, you know what, I don't want Nora using lotions, she doesn't use lotions anymore. So this is the Speckled Chasm. And I should be able... They claim I can see him from here, but I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking. So we'll just... And I will say, I'm not going to just farm this one spot for an hour. If I don't get him in, 2 or 3 more runs, I'll go try something else. Um, I try not to do too much grinding. Like Breath of Fire last night was kind of an exception. I don't normally do a whole lot of leveling on stream when I'm playing RPGs. I just basically say, okay, guys, I'm going to go fight some monsters, and then on the next episode, I tell you what I did, and I'm right back where I started. So. That might kill everybody. Nope. I was hoping, but I love you, Simri, you beautiful bastard. So the way the unions work is everybody has a shared hit point pool, and all of their stats contribute to the overall abilities of the union. You can't give individual people specific commands. You give generalized commands to the whole union, and you can get a preview of what they'll do. But if the situation suddenly changes, like somebody dies or whatever, then they can change their move in the middle of the round. They'll change to something else. Like McGrady is actually, even though he's got a ridiculous weapon, McGrady is actually a white mage. So if he's going at the end of the turn and the person before him gets really hammered with an attack, he'll usually switch to a heal spell instead and heal the party back up for you. God. I think if there are imps, you don't get the Dominator. Let me check. Let's see. If Dominator spawned, the following conditions have been met. No imps or hypnoses will be... Okay. Okay. So we already know we didn't get him this time. It's actually really funny because sometimes you'll get rare monsters where the monster is guaranteed to spawn in a specific quest, and usually if it's a guaranteed spawn in a specific quest, you are not supposed to fight it yet. It's there to make you fail the quest. There was one I went through where I was in the first disc, and I was going through a cave, and it was a pretty long quest. I was around level 25 or 30 at the time, and there was a demon variant called the Void Raider, literally camped in the middle of a doorway, so I had to time shift to get past him. And he had over 500,000 hit points, and like I saved and then fought him, and he killed my whole party in one round. This is true, Calrea. Thank you for pointing that out. If you look in the challenges, we are currently saving up channel points for one of 2 Viewers' Choice games to be played Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on July 13th. And the choice is between Elysia Dragoon, which Voltaire Nocturne has put a good chunk of points towards, and Earthworm Jim. And they're both going to be the Sega Genesis versions. And what was I going to say? Oh, if you vote for a game that doesn't get selected, the points do get refunded back to you, so you don't have to worry about losing points. Yeah, July 17th for this one. Tonight we're actually doing Viewer's Choice number 3, which is going to be, tomorrow night, I'm sorry. Tomorrow night will be Shadow Complex. We'll be playing Shadow Complex. Oh, I already know it's not here, so why am I still going, right? Wait. Okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Just to actually make these runs worthwhile, if he doesn't spawn, I'm going to go through the high-level area because you can get better stuff from excavating over there. If we go to the very end of that path, there's actually like an ultra-rare I think it's like one of only 2 spots in the entire game that you can get one of the resources there. And there's another rare monster spawn over here called the 1,000-year bug or something like that. The 1,000-year larva that... Oh, give me that. How fun. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, 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 no. They're chasing me. So these monsters are much stronger now. Just going through that doorway, these things are all like in the 70s, and you're going to see they're a lot more aggressive in here. Let's see. So we got to be a little less crazy with the combat. Also, spiders and imps can both call for reinforcements, so you got to be careful with them as well. Because if you leave a... Oh, the imp didn't count. Oh, okay. So you can see, normally, this is what your screen looks like. I know a little bit of it's cut off on the side, but if you press X, it'll show you what each person's going to use, but you can't specifically say, hey, David, I want you to attack these guys with Caustic Blast. I'm going to do... Normally, I just spam Caustic Blast every turn, but I kind of need to level the other characters' attack spells up. So, there we go. Status effects are kind of a crapshoot in this game because whether you're talking about your own characters or the enemy characters, status effect spells generally affect the entire party, they deal damage, and if only one character fails to resist the status effect, the whole union gets it. And some of the status effects are pretty nasty. They have one called Curse, where every time an individual member of your party moves, the game flips a coin to see if they die instantly instead of attacking. And you could have 2 characters that are wearing gear that makes them immune to Curse, and the third character get affected by it, and it impacts the entire party. But on the flip side, you can do the same stuff to the enemy, so... Oh. Cyclops. This is kind of a limit break thing that Rush gets once you beat the first disc, where he summons a giant monster. It's actually a Remnant, which the game is called The Last Remnant. It focuses... The storyline of the game focuses around a war for control of the Remnants, which are like semi-sentient magical artifacts that can be bound to individual people's will and then used to do all sorts of crazy stuff. So our character David with the eye patch... he is not missing his eye. The eye patch is actually part of a 3-part remnant that he controls called the Gay Bulg, where he basically has like a magic pistol that when he shoots it, it's connected to a giant cannon that just is brought along by like his entourage. They like pull it along on a cart, and it'll float up in the air and then shoot a little mini nuke down on the enemy. You can get some remnants that you can summon. Some remnants give you invincibility for a round, or they unlock a special spell. And then some of them are just gear that you equip, and they have really good bonuses to them. Yeah, there we go. Double trouble. Boom. Yeah, so see, like right there, Balson is going to take one of the Mystic Fiend Horns. Every time it drops, so sometimes they'll need multiples, but they only take one every time it drops. And if I choose not to give it to him, then that's whatever, but he just won't be able to advance his gear as quickly. So you pretty much just always let them take whatever they're asking for, unless you need it as well. I tend to use characters that don't have the same type of weapons as me, specifically for that reason. I don't want to have to fight with my party members for rare drops. to upgrade my gear. But like, so Balson needs, he's got a commander's harpoon, and he is currently collecting platinum ore, mystic fiend horns, and glowflies. That's what he needs to upgrade his weapon to the next level. And he's gotten 4 horns so far. I can buy platinum ore. If you go to a store and you buy one of something that they need, the game will just pretty much add however many they need. Or I think it might, with the PC version, it's like for every one you buy, everybody that needs it gets one as well for free. And then the glowflies we can gather in the swamp, which is another rare spawn that we're looking for. So, and once he has everything he needs, you just go back to town and his weapon automatically gets upgraded. It doesn't cost you money or anything like that. Okay. Oh, I walked right into him. I mean, he's one of the weak ones, so it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Whatever. You jerk. Oh, there it is. So this is the rare dig point that we wanted. You can get, I think, Imperium and Divine Dragonite here, but it's like a 50-50 chance of getting nothing at all every time you dig. Or maybe it's more than a 50-50 chance. Voltaic crystals, those are rare as well. Yeah, some of the highest end gear in the game actually needs like multiple items that can be harvested from this specific spot. Divine Dragonite. And this is Mr. Diggs. As Mr. Diggs levels up through excavating and scavenging and things at different spots, he levels up more and more, and he gets... Oh, okay, we're going to save now. He gets more and more little special abilities and bonuses that increase... They give him, like, multipliers to his success rate at gathering different types of materials and things. Nice. Well, those first 3 or 4 failures were made up for pretty well by by this. The only downside is I'm still fairly early in the game, so none of my NPCs need these items yet, and the game doesn't check. So like if I had 2 characters that needed Divine Dragonite right now, me harvesting the Divine Dragonite here, they would each get the ones they needed automatically. But if I leave town, if I leave here, go to town, and then one of them upgrades his weapon and now needs Divine Dragonite, the game will not take it out of your existing inventory, so I'd have to come back here and try to harvest it again while they're actively looking for it, which is kind of weird, but... Come on. Big chain, big chain. Nope. Oh, well. We got a lot of resources there, though. I'm glad I thought to come back here instead of just leaving and coming back. Nope. 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 Bye. Have a beautiful time. And this spot right here is where we were in the low level area. Just to the left is the exit for the dungeon. Did I get the item in the cuspate post? I should look, because there is a rare monster that spawns over here as well, the leapfrogs. Oh, look. Is that them? Are those they? The fur toads. Okay. Well, we'll fight some fur toads then. Hey, buddy. I think I fought one of these before already. I think I fought them when I came here previously, but... Oh yeah, see, even these guys, I'm way over leveled to be fighting them. You can tell when the fight starts if you look at the morale bar at the top of the screen. If you're fighting something you have no business fighting yet, the morale bar will actually start lower, and you kind of know before the fight even starts that you're screwed. Okay. I'm just gonna. So what? So the strategy here, these guys do have AOE attacks, but you basically want to lock down every union on the field with at least one union, and then any leftovers you just focus fire and wipe them out one at a time. So we're gonna have 4 unions attack one of these toads, and then a single union attack the other, and that should be enough to get a flank attack, which will give us another morale boost when we're fighting. Every round you do a flank attack or a rear attack, you get a morale bonus, which affects your accuracy, your crit rate, stuff like that. Oh. Yeah, flank attack. Oh, these guys are already donezo. Next round. GG, Mr. Furtoad. Whole party dodged. Like, nah. Oh, that was a good one. Omni Strike is Rush's starting limit break move. And limit breaks in this game are based more on your morale and your AP that you have to spend than they are on your HP. So it's not a matter of like getting hit X number of times or anything like that. It's just a matter of having high morale and managing your AP well. So this is going to be another one, Kid Varg, where we literally just spend the whole game doing one thing. I mean, I guess it's good. I guess it's a good game to play on stream for that, right? Because you can basically just play it for like a year, just over and over until you've beaten everything. Oh, never mind. Oh, get away from me. So if we see any imps or golems around this corner, we'll know that we don't have it. No. I got high hopes. No imps or golems yet. Then we just got to kill it. It's got like 150,000 HP, if I'm not mistaken. And I know it's one of the giant vultures. People that have watched this before, you know I hate the giant vultures because they have that curse ability. And this one is a giant vulture type enemy like the Spirit Lords. So anybody that deadlocks it in the first round, it'll cast curse on them. Which actually reminds me now, Kid Varg, I don't think I bought any healing items after I finished that quest because I ran out of Revivify items. Oh well. Overkill. I need to sell some components too. I've got my pockets are crammed with monster bits. Oh, there he is! Haha, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna mess him up. That's not bad. Only three run-throughs and we got him. Hell yeah. He shouldn't be too bad. I've killed him a lot earlier in the game than this without too much difficulty. The main trick is just knowing not to attack him. Like, you basically just tell everybody to wait the first round and let him pick who he hates, because those big spirit lords, the giant birds can deadlock up to 3 I believe, unions, or 4 unions, which basically means that the first 4 groups of enemies that attack, or of characters that attack them, they can fight back. So if everybody just attacks him in the first round, then he'll cast Curse in the first round on every individual union that attacks him, and you'll end up with a 15-man party where 12 of them have a 50-50 chance of dying every time they move. So, uh-oh, the fame. I can feel the fame taking over. Quick. Somebody boot him. Boot him before the fame makes me speak in tongues. Wait. You made me miss a crit trigger, GC Guitar Man. You jerk. I didn't even see what she got. I was just going through so quickly. I'm just so hyped to fight this Dominator. So once we kill the Dominator and turn this quest in, it should automatically unlock a bunch of new stuff for us. So I say it like I know we're going to win. When we kill him. Thank you, Calrea. Alright, so basically everybody is going to just stand by. And we're just going to let him pick who he wants to kill. Of course it's Rush. Why wouldn't it be Rush, right? And we actually resisted it, so this is great. Okay, so yeah, he's pretty much done. Unless he gets really lucky with his crits, this guy is pretty effed. Alright. Come on. That also lets us charge up our it lets us charge up our AP a bit, so before we bum rush him. We're just gonna kill him in the first round. I can feel it. Can't use magic. Also, getting the crit triggers causes it causes every character in your party to move up 1 spot in the turn order. Or, I guess it brings your lowest character up 1, or it basically lets you skip. It lets you get turns before the enemy goes, so you can try to kill them off. Sometimes you need to actually be strategic and fail it on purpose. If you have your healer casting a heal spell, you don't want him to cast the spell and then let the entire enemy party attack you, because then you'll end up in worse shape than you were before you cast it. So sometimes you got to be cognizant of what characters are doing what, and decide, do I want to fail this crit trigger or not? Oh yeah, he's done. This is it right here. I was worried. I was actually worried I wasn't going to be able to handle this guy. Oh, I say that. Now he's going to start hitting us all with status effects. So see, in this round, Glennis was on standby as part of the order because she can do so many different things. She just waited to go last, and just basically the AI was like, if you need to be healed, I'll heal you, otherwise I'll attack. So that's why she was on standby right up until her turn. The game was waiting to see what I needed her to do. This is actually pretty good battle music, too. I love it. So he's going to charge his AP all the way up to full so he can cast whatever he wants for the rest of this turn. Pretty much. Unless I kill him right now. Nope. So see, you see how everybody's HP bars showed up on the left? That's because he could hit all of us with this ability. Or he could just completely whiff. I don't... Sometimes you just get lucky. Oh, and we captured him. Okay, so should we break him down or not? Let's see. We should probably sell him, because the stuff that I'm getting from him is not particularly rare. The only reason I don't have any Spirit Lord fur is because I tend to avoid these monsters. He's worth more to us to just sell. Alright, so that's one rare monster down. Hell yeah. Union of the Golden Chalice, rank 1 achieved. And because I'm feeling good about it, let's go back through the high level area and do another round of harvesting. And then we'll bail out of here. Turn that back in and see what all new quests and abilities we get unlocked for that. Nope. Oh god, I did it again. I was actually saying nope because I was gonna time shift and run past him. I was like nope, and then he gave me the old roly-poly. Oh, I looked away. Dead. Actually, the next thing we need to do is we need to go to the great, what is it, the Sea of Fire or whatever, the huge desert. And we actually need to fight Spirit Lords, because I do avoid them so much in the game. One of the guild tasks was to fight 3 of them, and I haven't actually fought 3 of the like a regular monster spawn yet because I've been avoiding them. I don't know how many I caught in the... I was trying to catch all 5 of them, but couldn't really see. Using regular attacks, using combat arts and mystic arts levels up those arts. Or more specifically, it levels up that type of art. So like using Caustic Blast, Wind Shear, or Spark all increase your invocations. Hey, Calrea, welcome back. Thank you for not leaving me. Is everything all right, Calrea? You can just if it's not all right, you can just send me a text on my phone. He was a fame bot. Oh, okay. I totally forgot what I was saying now. I did warn Benzo last night that I do that a lot. Oh, Spirit Lords. I've been avoiding Spirit Lords so much that I haven't killed 3, which is you can fight 3 in 15 minutes. I hate them. So. Oh. My time shift's not recharged yet. That was just pure stupid luck that I got past him. Oh, that's what I was saying. So using like invocations, combat arts, hexes levels that class of ability for that character. Just using the regular attack option causes the weapon itself to gain experience, which is where the pluses are coming from next to some of the weapons, where it says like Ninja Katana +1, Bardiche +2. That basically shows you how often I just hit stuff, and that gives you a flat bonus to all the abilities for the weapon. That's what I was saying. So when I'm just going through these fights where I'm just fighting easy stuff, it actually does make sense to just spam the regular attack option sometimes. Oh, I don't want that. I feel like the imps in this area, because of their high level, they have like a different rare drop. The same monsters don't always drop the same stuff depending on where you are. So like there's a variant of the imp called the Quien, Quien, and there's a rare component that you need for a lot of stuff called curled Quien fur. But it all and there's Quiens everywhere, but the Quien fur only drops from Quiens that are like a specific level range, so you have to find them and then kill them and not the other ones. It's kind of weird, but it makes for a lot of replay value. Oof. That was a targeted attack. Bastard Bard. Okay, so Balson now has all the Fiend horns he needs because there's another character grabbing them instead. So that's good. I feel like I can buy Platinum ore. Alright, here we go, y'all. Hope for more good stuff. That wasn't bad. 4. Oof. Oh no, Mr. Diggs, get good, brother. Please. Don't do this. Oh yeah, Divine Dragonite. It is a power master. All right, and we're gonna leave the last one because I saw there was a red um, item spawn in the fur toad area before, and that's not usually anything to worry about. But several of the dungeons, there's a specific red drop that is always there. Oh, of course, and then there's one there too. There's a specific red drop that always pops up, and it's actually it's like a piece of food for Mr. Diggs. So if you find that and harvest it, it refills your harvest chances and increases your max by 1. And there's a limited number of them in the game, so. All right, y'all have a conversation while I look at this. Excavation point B3 in the Sapphire Pit. Okay. I'm pretty sure I already got that one. We'll check though. Oh. Thank you, Calrea. Wasn't as necessary as it sometimes is. I had a really good one earlier. When I first started, I self-redeemed one because my neck was kind of stiff. But I appreciate you thinking of my health and happiness. Cowabunga, baby. Whee. Speaking of bagels. Bagel stream. Okay, I already got it. It would have been right there by those 2 lizard man monsters. Oh, something new. Is it something new? Ah! Run away! No! Oh, God. Sure, no prob. Alrighty, so let's go back to Athlum. Actually, we're going to go to Calipolé because then we can check both of the areas. We're going to sell some monsters. Oh, around the time of my father's death, the house of Gilsbar had taken a terrible fall. I took it upon myself to restore the honor of our house. That's why I hated my husband. I resented everything he was. I knew he cared for me, but how could he know how it felt to fall from grace? He wasn't one of us. He could never understand my rage. Or so I thought. Thinking on it now, it's I who didn't understand. Alright. Oh, look at that. Love it. Boom. So now the shops will, when the shops reset, which I think is whenever you leave town, that'll help. You want to capture at least some rare monsters. You got to look and see what they drop if you break them down, because it is a rolling thing. Like, there were things that the Dominator could have given me if I split him up that I just wasn't lucky enough to get on my rolls there. Um, he's a one-time only spawn, so it wasn't as there's nothing in there that you like absolutely needed from him, but you want to sell the rare monsters whenever you can, because they unlock mercantile points in a separate category that's like ultra rare goods. So guild tasks. So we completed this, and now we're Union of the Golden Chalice rank 1, which instantly unlocked new tasks, see? And 2 of them I've already done. Slay Prometheus in Lava Fender. Obtain a Sylph's Marquise. So we'll... Shamshir, we've got 2 of those. Gazlan Copper. Learned a new formation. So that unlocked this guy. He's new. It's nothing special to write home about, but he's new. Nikita, was she here before? Oh yeah, she was here before, I think. I don't remember. I don't remember choosing not to hire someone that had Caustic Blast as an ability. That's weird. And then there's another guild that we unlocked from a separate quest right over here. And they've got their own tasks. Spirit Lord times 3, Nidhogg times 14, Mandragora times 9, Ruler of the Dawn. We could do that one. Ruler of the Dawn. That's a fairly early one. Let's see. Well, where do you unlock them? Where is Ripley? It says that I unlocked Ripley as a hireable character, but it doesn't tell me where they are. Oh, Athlum. Okay. That's alright then. And Ruler of the Dawn, that's what we were actually going to look up. The last remnant Ruler of the Dawn. I think it's a bug. I think it's the little bug. Yeah, it's a little bee monster. Um, and one raptor of the pair at the entrance must be asleep. Only raptors and roseflies must be present. If that happens, there are actually several other rare spawns that you can get, and this is an easy monster. This is a it's like it's a variant of one of the first monsters you fight in the game. They just look like big bugs, like bees. So, and where does he spawn at? GH21, G22, K20. Okay. Well, while that figures itself out, we're going to go to Athlum. That'll give the chops a chance to reset, and then we'll check out what Ripley's got. I think that hiring Ripley might be a way to get an easy quest complete, because there's a quest where you need to have a commander's lance, um, and Ripley's a spear user, so he may just automatically upgrade to commander level, and then we'll just have that quest completed. But we'll look and see what he's got. Oh wow, I've got a bunch of people unlocked here. There's Ripley. Combat Lance. Potions and double strike. Blech. Scythe. Hmm. Meh. I don't want any of you. You're all terrible. I'll just buy a lance and upgrade it. Shoot. I should have the stuff, right? Gaslin copper and a couple of other minor things. Let's see. And the ram skull, I think that's like a Cassidy hammer weapon. I'd have to look that up. Oh, look, new weapon, rune blade. So that's, I guess, ideal if you're a mage using a big sword. Well, I don't need it, but maybe another character wants it and they'll buy one for themselves. There we go. That's what we're after. Lance. No. And then fly fluid. Okay. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. So if you have enough money and you've got like special items, sometimes you can skip several levels, so you can go straight from Lance to Elite Lance. So you go from eighth order to fourth order right off the bat. Combat Lance. No. And then Warrior's Lance. No. And then command. Yeah, so it's, I mean, we're paying like 20 grand, but Brownie's Ire. Oh, that's cool looking. It's got like a little clock or something on it. That's neat. Oh, I guess they all look like that, don't they? Interesting. Worn manuscript. You get the bolt spear. We get any beast bone of carving? No, we don't need that. Oh yeah, the dragonflies. Oh, I wish that I was doing mighty and I'd be using them right now on rush, but unfortunately not. Sometimes you have to look at when you're working through in this game, you have to look not just at what types of weapons you use, but what types of modifiers they have. So the early katanas that you get tend to have swift and nimble modifiers, so speed-based modifiers. And the Dragonfly is unfortunately a really good katana that you can get fairly early, but it's a mighty modifier. So if you've been a dedicated katana user through the first part of the game, when you unlock that, it will actually make you not advance as quickly. A champion's lance. I thought it was a commander's lance. Well, that's poopy. I should have just upgraded it straight to elite. How many levels up is champion lance? Jesus. Hang on. I think it's third order. Yeah, third order. So I might not actually be able to get that yet. I may have just wasted some money. Yeah. I can't remember if I saved after I made that, but we'll hope I didn't, because I don't want to be out 20 grand. Nice. Well, that was a good spot to have saved. Worked out perfectly. All right. So now we're going to go to the Ivory Peaks and try to get the Ruler of the Dawn to spawn. Where is it? There. Nope. So one of those first two raptors has to be asleep in order to get any rare monster spawns, of which there are 4 in this area. There are 4 rare monsters that can spawn here. There we go. So this is a chance for a rare monster now. Now it's just a matter of hoping we get the one we want. So to get him, we need to go to... Let's see. Geez, this is a big map. H20. It's right dead center in the big part of the middle of the map. So if we just keep following the road, we should get it. And actually, I want to kill these guys too because we need raptor hides. I'm not sure if these are a high enough level to drop them. Probably not. But we'll find out. Oh, I see demon. I see a demon off in the distance, which tells me that we're probably not going to get... Yeah, only raptors and rose flies must be present. So we'll check and see if that's a rare monster, and if it's not, we're gonna bail out and come back. Roar. Yeah, these are like really low level monsters right here. I mean, if these things even hit me, it'll be a shock. That's just a regular demon. There are some other rare monsters that can spawn in this area, so I guess it doesn't hurt to run through and just look. I think it said the ground cobra spawns here, which if I'm not mistaken is a chimera variant. Not sure about the others. Rosefly. Yeah. Okay. I don't know which rare monster spawned there, but it wasn't the one I wanted, so Dawn Ruler is actually a pretty rare spawn as well, partially because there are so many possible rares that can pop up here. Um, if I'm not mistaken, you could it was actually keyed to an achievement in the 360 version because it was so hard to get to spawn. So we'll see. We'll see if we're lucky. Just want to peek down here and see if I see something unusual. Don't be chasing me, bro. Bruh. Bruh. Hmm. Okay. What else? Just to be clear, what else spawns here? Nano Tyrannus, Ground Cobra, Royal Guard. Okay. Okay, so if you see a demon, there are no rare spawns on the map. I thought maybe it was just the Dawn Ruler. Okay, so if we go down past that first batch of raptors and we see a demon at all, then we can just turn around and leave. There's nothing there for us, which is honestly kind of shitty. Like, so there's 3 different spawn variants here. You've got Sleeping Raptor, Awake Raptor, and then Sleeping Raptor with Demon, Awake Raptor with Demon, I guess. So 4. Okay, here we go. Here we go, y'all. Maybe. Maybe. And it should be somewhere around here. Like down a little bit from where I'm at, where my arrow is pointing. Is that it? Ah, damn it. It's a Royal Guard. It's not the one we wanted. We'll still kill him though. It's not the one we wanted. We'll still kill him. That's exactly where the Dawn Ruler should spawn, though. See how strong this guy actually is. My morale is really low. And these ones can all respawn. The other 3 rares, you can fight them multiple times. So killing him is not really going to help us increase our chances for the Dawn Ruler, but it'll make me feel better. So I want to kill at least 1 more rare, right? All right, Balson, put him in the dirt. Do it. Nice. I don't know why I told Balson's group to keep their HP up, but whatever. Hmm. A lot of level ups from that, at least. Didn't get nothing. So it was a gold item, but it was a gold item I already have 20 of. So, woo. I really need to be harvesting as I'm coming through here, but there's just nothing I want from this area other than the experience of having harvested stuff for Mr. Diggs. All right, so that's one rare down, right? We got one. It's not the one we wanted, but it's better than nothing. All right. No demon? No demon. Ah, damn it. There he is. He popped up. He spawned in late. By the way, I didn't even notice that I had a follow from Richard Bolander, but if you are still in here, thank you for the follow, Richard Bolander. If you are not here, then I'm going to, in the event that you're not here, I'm going to send you something after this. I can't believe I missed that. It was right after we started um, that he gave me a follow, and I do appreciate that, even though I didn't mention it. Ah, damn it. Oh, not so fast, brother. Timber and vines. So charmed monsters will follow me but not attack me, which sounds like a good thing, but it's really not. Because then when it wears off, they all get pissed and attack you at once. I don't know if the value of the items that you harvest affects the XP that you gain. I feel like it might. If I don't get a level up from doing this in 2 goes, I'm not going to do it anymore after that. Because I don't need vines. Oh. I see a couple of people coming in. Welcome, welcome. We are in the process of hunting down the Ruler of the Dawn, which is one of the 4 rare spawns for this area, so that we can advance our guild rank a little bit before we start doing any more storyline stuff. Just kind of a nice chill hangout session. Just fighting a few monsters, not too many. Last time I streamed this was on Wednesday, and I was stuck in one dungeon for like 3.5 hours. So I just didn't have it in my spirit to go do. Ooh, that's new. I didn't have it in my spirit to do another side quest today. Are you a rare monster? Are you rare? I can't even target you. Why can't I target you? I guess we're going to find out in a second. It wouldn't let me target him. That was weird. I don't think he's a rare spawn. I think it's just it wouldn't let me target him. No, he's just a regular wyvern. Okay. Well, he's going to die, so alrighty. Oh, I captured him though. That's nice. I didn't realize how few wyverns I've fought. I have nothing from wyverns in the past. Let's see. There's one over there. I guess I'll kill him too. Not the most action-packed fights, because these guys are all like 40 levels lower than us, but got to do Ruler of the Dawn if you want to advance in the game, so. Which, you know, on the one hand, you could say that's a pretty crappy choice by the devs to make such a hard to get rare spawn critical for your advancement, but they just wanted you to fight some monsters. Oh. Can I harvest from down here? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think I could. I was just like, we'll try. We'll try. I'm probably not going to keep coming back and fighting the wyverns over and over. As excited as I was at first, you're only fighting them one at a time, and since I'm not fighting everything in the area, I'm not going to get the multipliers for drops that you would want. So it's probably not worth my time. I just got really lucky on that first one. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. This is about as close as I'll ever get to shiny hunting in Pokemon. I know I've said before that God, I hate those streams when people do like 12-hour streams where they're shiny hunting Giratina or some bull crap. But, you know, this is honestly the first time I've done something like this in 15 episodes, and it's really just because I wanted to play a little bit of Last Remnant, and I wanted to relax a little bit. I didn't want to have to worry about getting lost in a dungeon or being stressed out over hard boss fights. And it's something I would have had to do sooner or later, so. Alright, so we want a little bug to pop up right straight ahead of me. Oh, there he is. Is it the one we want, or is it another Royal Guard? I bet it's a Royal Guard. Ha! There he is. Okay. Wow, that only took like 8 tries. That's not bad. Alrighty. Huzzah, huzzah! He's going to probably die in the first round, in all seriousness. Like, my morale is really low, but he's going to die in the first round. Unless his evasion is off the charts. Because this is one that you could conceivably be fighting in the first 2 hours of the game. Ooh, pinprick can instant kill you, though, so we don't want that. No pinprick. I had to talk some shit, didn't I? It's okay, I'm still getting hits on you before you can do it. And it only kills one person at a time. So. You are strong, but we are many. You will be overwhelmed. Kill him, Balsam. Just flat out drop him like a bad habit. The upward end of his... So he's blacked out, so he can't move for the rest of this turn. Yep, there we go. Got him! Captured Ruler of the Dawn. Anthophilium Needle. I think you need that for a quest. I'm not sure. Does not respawn. And he has a 5... That's a 10% drop, the Anthophilium Needle. And it is a Ring of the Labyrinth quest that you can get from Anthophiliums. The Undine Core you can get from a lot of different ones. Union of the Golden Chalice Task 39 asks for a Nymph Core, but what it really wants is the Undine Core. This is a translation error. Well, the Dawn Ruler being a really easy to kill one time only spawn, I am gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna reload and fight him again. I'm gonna do it a few times and hope I get the Ondine core, because that's apparently there's a whole mess of monsters you can get it from, but they're all single spawn only monsters. So, and the fight literally took 3 minutes to kill him. So I don't mind. I'm not gonna do it for an hour, but I don't mind trying a few times to get that drop. Let's kick some A. Oh, hey, I just saw we had some people jump in. Welcome, welcome. We were hunting the Ruler of the Dawn. We've been trying to get him to spawn for about 15, 20 minutes. And now we've got him, and I'm making an executive decision that I wanna kill him a couple of times, just on the off chance that I can get his rare drop. I'm not gonna do it for an extended period of time, but it being hello new friends. Thank you, Calrea, for being so welcoming. It being a rare monster and a rare drop for a rare monster, I don't mind. I was just saying it took me like 3 minutes to kill him the first time, so I don't mind devoting a little bit of time to reloading and hoping for a good luck drop. But I am the Phenomenal Sir. If you are not familiar with me, if you haven't been here before, I do a whole lot of retro stuff. You can see several of the games I'm working through right now. Currently, the games I'm working on are The Last Remnant, Breath of Fire 1, and Moonlighter, and then Yoshi's Island. Those are the 4 games I'm working through every week. And then I also have other stuff that I do, as the mood hits me. I might do some Genshin Impact. Tomorrow night I'm going to do Shadow Complex. I'm going to try to do a straight playthrough of Shadow Complex, stuff like that. So, and I'm always open to suggestions on new things that I should play. So, as long as it's something that I have, it's not like a $60 game, Nope. I'm pretty consistently getting well, I don't want to say that. I've gotten the Anthophylium needle twice in a row, but I'm not worried about if I get the Ondine core and not the needle. I'm not worried about it because that's a quest for another guild that I can't join for a while, and there's a regular monster that drops that later on. So it's just I'll have it early, but it's not like if I don't get it now, I'm just SOL. So really, I want this rare core is what I want from him. And if that's literally the only thing he drops on a split, I'll take it and be happy. Oh, black him out, please. Black him out, please. Damn. Oh, Roberto with the block. Oh, but he's like, look, I can do that too. He's gonna block every attack for the rest of the round. All right, Balson, time to do work. Alrighty. I was just say we've got 2 guaranteed flank attacks this round, so I don't see how he'll survive. Honestly, if I can't get the core to spawn, I'm going to kill him 3 more times, and if I don't get the core to spawn, I'm going to just say, guess I'm not going to get the core to spawn, but I'm also not going to break him down, I don't think. I think I'll just sell him for the mercantile points. I wonder if it's rolled. Have I gotten? Well, I've gotten the stuff in different orders. I was wondering, like, when he spawns on the map, does it guarantee ahead of time? Does it, like, predetermine what he'll drop? But I don't think it does. That would be silly, right? Silly and unfair and make me sad. And Last Remnant would never make me sad on my day off. Never. Ooh, yes, blacked out. Well, this is just going to be a free round of hits. I think we're almost to the point where I'm gonna find or be able to make my first black belt, and when I do, oh my god, I'm gonna slap that on face so fast. I just hope she asks for it. That's the trick, is you got to she's an AI, so you got to wait for her to ask for it. But if she asks for it, she's gonna instantly become one of the most powerful members of my party, just based on the passive bonuses. All right, and you're dead. Nope. And you're dead. And please be dead. Oh no. It's your fault she's dead, Rush. So that's one. Two more tries, and then we're going to just move on with our lives. I've got a nice cold drink over here that I forgot about. Because I've got coffee and fruity water to choose from. All right. That is a silly move, honestly. Well, since Rush is knocked out, I can't give commands to his union anymore. I don't know how much it matters. It will matter if he botches every one of my unions, though. That'll be bad. If he just one-shots the leader, so I can't give any of them orders. It just becomes an AI v AI battle. Nah, Balson and the other group are going to get double flanks. He's just not. I'm just over leveled to the point that he really doesn't have a reasonable. There's no way he can win this. It's just a matter of who's going to get XP from the fight, really. There we go. You know, I'm starting to think Kaedmon is the problem. Like, he's got really good stats, but I'm starting to think that he might be the one that's dragging us down. In all seriousness. Blocked. Get out. Alright. Nope. It might, honestly, it might just roll it out when the monster spawns, because I've gotten all three of those drops every single time so far. So this is the last time we're gonna kill him. If it doesn't work out this time, then whatever. I'm gonna just take him to town and sell him and collect my money. What if I do this? Haha. Get a little bit of luck before I get started. Just trying something different, you know. Trying something different. This is the final time fighting Ruler of the Dawn, no matter what. Oh, blacked him out. Freebie. He does have unusually high physical defense for a bug type monster like this. Like, most of my attacks really don't do a lot to him. And they're all crits, but they're clocking in at very low amounts of damage. Oh, and then there's Balson. Balson don't give a flip. Balson always does a lot of damage, whether they're resistant to physical or not. Balson's always going to be the highest damage unit on the field. Oh, there we go! Last try! Hell yeah! That was the last time I was going to try to do it. Maybe that's all I needed to do. I needed to like shake it up a little bit by excavating before I killed him. Hell yeah! Everything's coming up Millhouse. When I get Streamlabs, maybe I don't know if I'd get copyright hit for that, but I think what I need to do is I need to have like a little emote thing that it just plays that clip from The Simpsons where he's like, everything's coming up Millhouse, and he struts away. Hey! They're working! What is it? My socks are wet, but my pants are bone dry! Everything's coming up Millhouse! I figured while I'm here, I might as well get the XP for the harvesting, right? Holy shit! I have never seen that before. Oh my god. Please clip that, Calrea or somebody. 60 chain? Why couldn't I have gotten that when I was harvesting Divine Dragonite? Oh my god, he's doing it again. Holy crap. Literally on the most worthless harvestables in the entire game, he's just like, you know what? Here you go. Let me just max out your carry capacity for this one item. That would have been great. Oh man, if I'd have done that on like Divine Dragonites or Voltaic Crystals, I could have literally just sold them and bought whatever I wanted in the game. Like, wow, that's amazing. I don't even know why I came to this part of the town. I'm just, oh, you know what? I know why. Because I secretly remembered that I need healing items. Because I don't have any. Oh, well, okay. That's all it costs. Oh, I guess I did buy all that stuff, didn't I? There we go. I'll be running out for a while now. I guess I did stock up when I finished the Desert Legend quest. The Desert Legend quest. Rago, buddy. Completely understand how you feel about Arena. I had a sister as well, my twin, Kate. She was completely opposite to me in personality. She died some years ago, though. Equipment, arts, grace, fancy talk. Lord. Alrighty. Boom, baby. Sword of Three Realms, rank 2. Instantly unlocked another quest that we've completed, or a task that we've completed, I'm sorry. And then we've got Wailing Larva from the Aqueducts. Spirit Wood times 12. We can kill those. We can kill Spirit Woods. And then the Spirit Lord times 3 was the next thing I was going to fight. Those are the giant, the normal giant vultures that normally spawn in the Great Desert. I don't know if I have this task unlocked yet, is the thing. Oh, I do. Obtain. Yeah, it says obtain a nymph core, but they actually want an undine core. Raptor Weekly. I think that's what I need to get raptor hides. I think that that's a rare. That's the magazine that lets you unlock that. So let's see. Raptor Weekly. Improves drops for all monsters of the raptor family and allows the raptor family to drop the inverted raptor talon. Okay. So we've got 4 types of raptor. And to get the raptor hide, we don't want the raptor. You have a 3% chance in Majkado Castle of getting a raptor hide from a wild raptor. You can get a 3% chance for any of the bullfighters. And yeah, so that's just David is going to be hunting for a while because I am not going out of my way to harvest a 3% drop on an item that you only get from a monster way far away. Hey, absolutely, Aeon, I understand. And hello, Nianjan. It's been a while since I've seen you in my stream. How are you? I hope you're having a good Friday. I don't know how long you've been in here, but we've just been doing some rare monster hunting. Just kind of a low stress way to finish off the week because I'm off from work today. So rather than running through another 3.5 hour side quest, I figured I'd just run around and kill stuff. You know, it's an American thing. Oh, but it's not actually funny because it's true. Oh, well. Are you rare? Nope. That's what I need. I need 3 of these guys, so here we go. Well, I'm glad it's cooling down. You looked pretty miserable the other day, Aeon, between the heat and you said your asthma was acting up. Very tired. Well, I guess is it like 6:30 for you guys, Aeon and Nianjan? Like, what time is it for you? It's 12:30 here. 12:30 in the afternoon, as you can see. My chat layout, my my chat layout is Twitch Studio Beta, and I literally just set it up so that there's a black bar on the right side, and I left space for y'all's chats to pop up, and then my picture. And then the whole rest of the screen is just the screen for it's like the layer for my camera, which is why it's kind of cut off on the edges, is because it's not really supposed to be like this, but it was just the best way I could set it up easily. I've been saying for like a month that I'm gonna get Streamlabs and OBS set up, and I haven't done it yet. And I believe it was it Wednesday? It was the second, or was it? I think it was Wednesday. It was the first, or no, second day of you doing Ocarina of Time. Oh wait, no, don't do that, guys. Summon Cyclops and everybody else hang back. It was the day you were doing You beat Ganon in Ocarina of Time on crowd control. But yeah, Nianjan, it's nothing special. It's literally just I created a bunch of layers and then just spaced them out. So it was just a cheap and easy way to get what I wanted without having to spend too much time on it. Yeah, that was the one, Aeon, that I remember I made the comment that you looked like you were in pain at one point. Like you just were like, as your character's just freezing over and over on screen, and you're just kind of like, God, kill me now. Well, at least we've got Cyclops tying him up. So we got to kill a total of 3 of these. This is going to be interesting. So by killing that union, I basically cured them of curse. So now they don't have that death chance every time. I'm about to go. Well, I'll just ask. Can you guys hear the people across the street having like an actual meltdown? And if you can, is it like really bad? Because it feels quite nice outside, but the kids across the street are like losing their shit in their front yard. But if you can't hear it, then it's not going to bother me. Okay, I got you. Yeah, they're like all the way across the street in the neighbor's front yard. But they have a very small dog that they run around and they act like maniacs with around this time every day. Which is fine. They're kids. I'm not hating on them for being kids. I just didn't want it to be like you guys thinking that there's like some sort of issue outside. Yeah, Aeon is the overlay master, the layout master. He's got like special stuff whenever he's doing specific things. He's busting out like the special Mega Man and all sorts of things. By the way, since you're both here, Aeon, you remember? I think you remember. I was telling you about the other streamer that was playing Mega Man 3 with crowd control and how it was like the most painful thing ever. This is Nianjan. Nianjan also does a lot of retro stuff with crowd control, and her followers also bully her. So, all right, so that's one down. I don't know how many Spirit Lords I've killed in the past. I think I've killed at least one. But I'll just go into the desert and fight 2 more. The Searing Cauldron. Well, I was gonna ask you because we both slept in. We didn't wake up until 8:30, which is like 2 hours after you usually start. And when we came in, we were both commenting about how tame the chat seemed. And I was saying it's probably because they blew all their points in the first 20 minutes trying to make you cry. So I was going to ask you how toxic it was the first little bit. I got you. And I guess a lot of your followers probably blew all their tens of thousands of points redeeming them for crowd control coins during Ocarina of Time. So So there's none. There's no. Normally there's spirit lords everywhere out here. You talking about Sonic Mania, Nianjan? I don't think I caught you playing Sonic Mania. Maybe I did. I don't know. Okay. You should if you have it, Nian, you should do Ocarina of Time with crowd control and set everything to 1 coin and watch the fun unfurl. It's not aggravating or toxic in the slightest. Poor Aeon. He had it's like 150 free coins and everything was 1 coin and he had people that were coming in and they were using the freeze button like 30 times in a row on him and it was just like yeah. And then you get free coins. Yeah. That I did get the feeling in a few of your past streams that that was really the overarching goal for the people that were watching you was they weren't really so concerned about killing you. They were trying to crash your game so that they could start it over and get more free coins. Like it seemed pretty calculated in a few instances. Wouldn't it be so great if that one Spirit Lord was all I needed to finish this task and I don't have to go back to the desert again? Oh, unfortunate. Would have been great. Are you a rare monster? Ah! The monster that you get in that corner is probably an indicator of which spawn you get. That's probably how you tell, like I was doing in the previous area looking for the sleeping raptor. That's probably how you know which monster spawns you're going to get in the main part very quickly. Hmm. So it looks like this is going to be all grand beetles. I might have to check it. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave, and then I'll check the spawns for the spirit lords because I definitely don't want to have to spend 5 minutes running all the way back here every time just to check and see if I got the giant birds. I mean, I guess I could just keep coming in and leaving and hoping for that one by the entrance, right? But sometimes you'll get a spawn variant on this map where it's there's spirit lords everywhere, and it's like the most horrifying thing in the world. Like you're dodging multiples at once. Um, Spirit Lord. Oh, I guess for normal monsters, they don't really give you like a they don't give you like a counter for how to tell. They also spawn in a couple of other places too. So if I don't see one over there after 3 tries, I might go to a different region because there's other stuff that I can get from those regions while I'm there, as opposed to just trying to kill 2 giant birds. Yeah, we'll do 2 more, and if I don't see one, then we'll go to Heroic Ramparts, because there's a rare monster spawn there, I believe, the Dragon Rana. Oh, there we go. See, all I had to do was give the game an ultimatum, and they were like, oh, well, fine then. You want to fight him? Here. Enjoy, you plebe. Oh. Made sure it wasn't a rare one that with 2 million HP before I ran up on it and fought it. Okay, so everybody's going to stay on their toes. He's going to run up and cast Curse on one. We're going to take the raid lock and the morale hit. And they resisted it. Alright, so we're golden now. God, he's got so many hit points. That's easily 80 to 100,000 hit points on that monster. Easily. So, do either of you, if you're still here, if you're still listening, do either of you have any exciting stuff coming up? I always try to, I encourage people to plug their channels when they come in. Anybody who's watching and hasn't been in here before, if you can't gather from our conversation, Aeon Aegis and Nianjan in the chat are both also streamers. They are both way better streamers than I am, and you should check them both out. They actually have, it's a perfect arrangement for me, because Nianjan streams Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and Aeon generally streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I get to see one of them every day. But they're both very good. They both have really active communities with lots and lots of people, way more people than you ever see in my streams, and they do a lot of really cool stuff. Nianjan tends to do she does a lot of DOS games, and she's been doing some like crowd control stuff lately. Aeon, I feel like it's fair. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Aeon, but I think it's fair to say that Aeon specializes in playing Nintendo stuff. He does a lot of stuff on the Switch and older Nintendo games as well. Nianjan is doing SNES now. That's right. You've got the mini SNES, right? I saw you were playing it. It looked like you were playing it the other day when you were doing Super Turrican. Did you? If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But did you add games to yours? Because I thought I saw some games on there that aren't normally on it, but I could have imagined it. I'm too scared to like jailbreak mine or whatever to put more games on it, even though I know you can. Like, there's like a whole thing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because I've got like, these are the games that come on it. Like, I've got mine here. Yeah. So, Super Turrican isn't on it. I was thinking. But I know it's possible, because I remember reading something where people were saying, like, it's so weird that you couldn't, like, I don't know why Nintendo didn't, like, buy expansions or whatever to put more games on the mini system. Because the mini system, just based on, and the NES mini as well, just based on how much technology has advanced since those systems were first made, the like least memory you could get on a card that Nintendo normally uses was enough memory to hold all of the original NES mini games or something like that. Like, so you've got like a half gig memory card or a full gig memory card in the SNES mini, and they're only using like 100 megabytes of the space or something insane like that. But that's my thing, is I am generally just afraid that I'll mess it up and then I won't be able to play it anymore. And it's got some games on it that I really like that I can't get legit anywhere else, like Earthbound. And I'm just worried I'll ruin it. Does not feel like a good reward. Wyatt. Alright, so now let's go to the Newmore Mine, because if I'm not mistaken, I've got at least 2 things I can do in the Newmore Mine, depending on what spawns. I've got the Spirit Woods. I gotta kill 12 Spirit Woods, and I think I have to kill 14 Nidhogs. Yeah, and those are both Newmore Mines things. And I've unlocked the Newmore Mines, but I didn't do anything in them because my characters weren't really that leveled up at the time. I kind of unlocked them earlier than I needed to, and then I avoided them like the plague after that. Let's see what they've got going on in here. Make sure there's no fun stuff to do in here. Oh, camera kind of got a little wonky there. No. Oh. What you got, Gabriel? I'm the 3rd son of a poor family from Athlum. There was no place for me in my home, so I fled at my first opportunity. However, on my own, I realized I had little with which to make my way. As you know well, my skill lies not in acts of valor. My single talent is a pretty face. No need to look so surprised. Act how I may, I have a full understanding of the reality of my situation, and I have taken advantage of it as well. Thus, I have made my way through the world by pleasuring ladies and romancing maidens. Never has one captured my heart. Is this Nianjan? Did you write this dialogue? Never before now, Violet. For some reason, I cannot keep her from my thoughts. This has never happened before. It's really awkward because they're both in my active army. Like I've recruited both of them. So he's like, "Oh, I miss her so much," because you're the one that collects ethos. You were saying. Parameter bonus. You have become chummy with Gabriel, thus awakening his true powers. He literally just was like, so I have a confession to make. I am a man whore. And I was like, thank you for telling me that, Gabriel. I now understand that you are better at most things. Bonus parameter unlocked. That's pretty funny. Or he's just basically going to try harder. I don't know, one or the other. But to the mines. No. Oh, that scared me. Okay, so that one's still blocked. I don't want to fight these plebes. I need to fight strong monsters. We need to go deeper. But, no! Oh, my time shift wasn't refilled. Coffee finished. But yeah, it's not like I'm making stuff up. I'm not trying to like put words in your mouth or anything. I'm just going off of the description on your channel. No hate, no judgment. Boom. Just remember, you picked this fight, jellyfish. That's the ugliest tentacle I've ever seen.
I must support my mother.
So deeper down in these mines, there's a monster variety. Ooh, is that a rare monster? I think that might be a rare monster. There's a monster variety that looks like a giant tree, a steamroller. But well, once I get OBS set up and I can do like little sound effects and things attached to my channel redeems, I could do one like that where you could play like pay 250 channel points, and it actually does like a little drum roll thing. Should we fight the steamroller without? No, we're not going to fight the steamroller without looking at his stats. The last remnant steamroller. I love the name. You always capture him. Nice. And he has between 50 and 200,000 XP, depending on his level. Spawns if no feral wood spawns after the Dagons. Cannot be respawned. Bandit will spawn instead. Oh, okay. So I guess if I kill him, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to fight any spirit woods on this run through anyway. So. And he doesn't. I mean, it's literally just going to be. It's going to be free money because he doesn't drop anything that we need for quests or whatever. So. Yeah, that's true. Nianjan has two. She's got one. It's like a gangster one where it spins in like, it spins in sunglasses and a little cap, and it does the little na 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 na. And I'm never able to get it at the right spot. And then she's got another one that actually causes a fist to come in on the screen, and she'll jerk her head back like she got hit, and it makes like a punch sound. But I don't know why you would want to punch Nianjan when you could spend those points feeding treats to the bunny rabbits. Really and truly. Or bunny rabbit, I'll say. Yeah, I've told Aeon before, I was just so excited to actually be streaming that I didn't really spend a lot of time learning how to do stuff. Like, I literally learned how to do polls like 3 weeks ago because I said I wish I knew how to do polls, and Aeon was in the chat and was like, "Really? It's / poll." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's super easy." Like, I literally just never even bothered to look up how to do it. I was just like, "Oh well." I just ask people what they want me to do. I just successfully raided somebody for the first time ever last night, and I tried to do it the night before, and I typed it in like 6 times, and I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I kept failing, and finally I was like, fine, just go watch this person. I don't have time for this, and I ended the stream. Because I was putting like @ on the front of it. I thought I had to put their actual name, like @ whatever, and it was not that. Well, we set out to hunt some rare monsters, and we have been successful in that regard, so I call today a success, in all honesty. And I got to chat with Aeon and Nianjan. Lucky me. And I'm off, so it's a paid holiday for Calrea and I today. So I'm actually getting paid to stream today. Ha ha ha. Thanks, taxpayers. Don't want to say that too loud. I am still on. Hello, Kidvarg. I don't know if you've been lurking or if you left and you just came back, but oh, okay, how was it? We successfully killed the Dominator, and then we successfully killed the Ruler of the Dawn, and now we are fighting a random rare monster in a mine that I was honestly just coming here to kill regular monsters, but I got you. Was it the first Venom, or has this, because they're working on a second one, or they've made a second one? Because there was like the Venom, There Will Be Carnage or whatever. I can't remember if it's still in development or, oh, the first one. Okay, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. I probably should watch it. Probably. Oh, I got distracted. Well, you say that, and that's not always the case. But but I had heard good things when the first one came out, that people enjoyed it. And it's, I think with any type of superhero or comic book film, it's important to frame your expectations. Okay, so when the original Transformers movie came out years ago, I saw it in theaters twice because I went with my friends, and then I had a day where I was off and everybody else was busy, and I said, well, I'll go watch it again. I'll see it as like a matinee, because I wasn't expecting it to be some groundbreaking piece of cinema. I wanted to see giant toys fight each other till they blew up. And in that, Michael Bay delivered. So, I got what I expected from that film. Most people went and saw it, and I think they thought they were going to learn something about themselves from it. So they were really upset. But guys, it's a 2-hour toy commercial. Like, let's be honest. So in that regard, if you come into it knowing kind of, what the Venom character is, and you frame your expectations, I think it's something that you could really enjoy. I literally don't need anything from this guy. So you're coming back to town, and we're gonna sell you to a kitchen, and we're gonna eat you up, sir. Well, that's what I was saying. So we did get the Dominator fairly quickly. I think grand total I went through like 5 times before we got the Dominator, and then I was doing the Ruler of the Dawn, which is it's like a little bee monster, and that one took, I think, 9 or 10 tries. And in the process of doing that, I got another rare monster as well. And then when I got the Ruler of the Dawn, I found out, like, I killed him in 2 rounds. And I found out that he actually dropped an item that I needed for a quest, but it was like a 5% chance. So I fought him a grand total of 6 times, I think. And I basically had said, okay, I'll do this 5 times. And if I don't get the rare item, then I'm just going to not get the rare item. And on the very last time killing him, I got the drop from him. And I was like, yes, quick, save, get out. So and we've had a couple of other rare monsters that we weren't really looking for spawn. But altogether, I think we've finished like 5 guild tasks so far. It's been a very chill, just a very chill stream. I've had a good flow of people coming in that I can chat with, and which, by the way, I don't know if you've ever been in here at the same time as Nianjan, but you should check her out because she's a really awesome streamer and she does a lot of really cool stuff. And I think you would find her entertaining. If I have not told you about her before, she's in here right now. I can't do shout outs because I'm just in Twitch Studio or whatever, but you should give her a look. And I know I've plugged Eon Aegis to you before, so. But it's been exactly what I was hoping it was going to be today, which is just kind of a laid back, just running around fighting stuff, just chatting with people as they come in. Um, you know, I've enjoyed it. I'm probably going to be extremely over leveled by the time I'm done today, but that's okay. From what I understand, the threat of over leveling is not as bad in this game as it was in the Xbox 360 version. So I've had several really good streams the last week or two. I've honestly been really pleasantly surprised. I started a new game last night, and I had a group of people. It's like it's like a new streamer community that just got started up, and I just, through sheer dumb luck, I couldn't sleep the other night, so I was online. I was on Twitch at like 1:30 in the morning looking for somebody playing Breath of Fire, and the only person playing a Breath of Fire game was this channel called Garage Kids United. And I came in, and he seemed like a pretty chill guy, and he seems to do a lot of like retro RPG stuff. So I got to chatting with them, and then several of them came in. One of them was in here earlier, Benzo. He's part of that community, and they all seemed really chill. They hung out for like 3 hours yesterday, and we just talked about Breath of Fire while I was playing it. Um, but I've had quite a few very just laid back streams lately. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a nice. I don't want to say a change of pace, but it's been a nice improvement. And I put it down to the fact that I'm no longer streaming Halo. I think I was scaring people away with my Friday Halo streams, so I will probably never play Halo on a live feed again because that was bad. um, I was every Friday night, Nianjan, I was playing the Halo Master Chief Collection on Legendary by myself because I have beaten all of the Halo games on Legendary by myself in the past. But the thing is, the games were spaced out over like 15 years, so I didn't have time. Like, I had time to cool off between each one. But I was basically like, I finished Reach and went straight into Halo 1, and then I went to Halo 2, and I was just getting so angry because it was just set up to make you unhappy. Um, yeah, Calrea was telling me like, you got to stop playing this because you lose it. My elite roundhouse kick PTSD. Yeah. Yes, I definitely did. I mean, it's true. Kid Varg's not lying. When I beat the last level of Halo Reach, people were watching me die over and over and over, and it was like 45 minutes of me just fighting this one brute over and over and over because I had no ammo and it had saved right before he spawned. And it was just like, well, I just gotta dodge him 4 times, guys. I just got, nope, failed. Like, yeah, everybody got extremely excited when I beat that game. And then I went into the normal Halo, and I beat the first level in like 30 minutes, just like straight through, no deaths. Got to the second level and just ground to a halt for like 2 solid hours. And then I went to play Halo 2, and that was even more toxic. So I was like, you know what? Maybe in the distant future, if Calrea is like out of town or something, I might do like one stream of it, but it's not going to be something I do regularly anymore because it was honestly bad for me. And it was putting me in a foul mood for my Saturday morning cartoon streams because I'd stay up until midnight hollering and yelling and losing my mind, and then I'd go to bed and I'd wake up and I'd have to play like a happy-go-lucky, stress-free game, and I would be in a foul mood from the night before. So, it's not the same, Kid Varg. It's not the same. Come on, man. Legendary or nothing. That's the way it has to be. I could. I could do that. Maybe I'll do it as like a viewer's choice thing in the future. I'll put it in the rotation as a viewer's choice game, and if people want me to play it, I'll play it. Well, I did play a few. I had a few of the skulls on for Reach actually, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look. I know normally when I used to play years ago, I would play with like the blind skull on and the mythic skull, I think. whichever the and catch. I'm pretty sure I was playing with catch the whole time. And then I had, Grunt's birthday party and stuff like that doesn't impact the difficulty, but oh, 2 captures. But no, that's honestly, and I say it in my stream, Nianjan. I know that was like a 30-minute response to your question, but I don't do any kind of PvP stuff anymore because when I was much younger, like late teens, early 20s, I played Halo 2 like semi competitively. Like I was never actually at a tournament, but I was in a sponsored clan that specialized in big team battle stuff, and I was very competitive about it, and I was pretty good. So I never really got over that competitiveness. So I try not to do anything PvP, and I tend to avoid first person. Like I like co-op stuff, but I tend not to do a whole lot of shooters in general um, anymore. Like I'll play Far Cry or something like that just by myself, but yeah. I was an angry boy when I was playing Halo, though. And that's the other thing is if you if you have if you have any other thing in your life, playing one of those games online against other people is gonna inherently make you angry because there are always going to be people. It's like on Destiny, the what is it, the Iron Throne or whatever it was event. Like you're gonna always have those people that all they do is play that game, and they're gonna dunk on you. Anger can be funny, but if you look on my desk right here, hang on, let me make sure it shows up on the camera. Okay, so these 2 spots, this is a wooden desk. These are holes I put in the desk with the edge of my controller because I got so angry. I smashed my controller on the desk and, and put a hole in my desk. So that's not funny. That's unhealthy. Yeah, and normally I'm not like that. Like you guys have seen me streaming up. There's times where I'm like, and I get frustrated, but I never get that angry. But oh man, it got me. Yeah, so that was, yeah. He cut the wire of it. No, I have never done that. I will say I have never like just ripped a wire in half or anything like that. Oh, Nianjan said I had one. Okay, I got you. It's a bit funny. I mean, I'm sure it would have been a bit funny for anyone watching, but my girlfriend was not happy with me. And since she pays half the mortgage on our house, I have to keep her happy, right? You snapped your DS in half. And Nintendogs? Okay. The last thing that Nintendog saw through the in-game camera was your angry little kid face going, and then the whole world just shattered. He's pawing at the glass like, I'm sorry, Daddy, and you just just completely destroyed him. That makes me sad. I don't think this is where I want to be. for items. Oh wait, never mind. Shadow metal. That was rare at one point. I remember. Yeah, I haven't really done any exploring down here, so I do need to be kind of thorough because there's going to be treasures that I haven't found. Up till now, I've been in areas that I've been to before. Oh, well, I lie. There's a treasure right there that I found before. 7-year-old Nintendog's Rage. No, I've been 7-year-old Nintendog's Rage is if that's the worst you've ever done, then I would say that you've always been a pretty chill person. Although I will say I feel guilty, but I do like the clip, Nianjan, where you finished the last boss in Mega Man 3 and you came back to the main world and somebody had rebuilt every single robot master while you were in that last little bit. And you got so mad. But it's stuff like that that's why I would never do crowd control. I was telling Eon the other day, like, I have enough self-esteem issues without knowing that there's multiple people in the world paying real human money to make me unhappy in a video game. Like I would not be able to handle that. I'd be like, why do they hate me so much? Yeah. Eon Aegis is the one that was doing the Legend of Zelda crowd control, and the people were actually trying to break his mind.
Attack me? I'm gonna destroy you. Show me what you've got.
I liked Kid Varg. The first stream of yours that I ever watched. You were playing Dead Cells. Was that a crowd control thing, or was that something that's unique to the Dead Cells game, where you had people like breaking the chests open and the Commander Chicken and all that stuff? Is that an in-game thing, or was that crowd control and I just didn't know what it was? Because I remember thinking that was such a cool feature in that game. Oh, messed it up. Oh, okay. I've had Divide by Zeros has been after me to play Dead Cells basically since I started streaming. But he's also after me to play Blasphemous and Shadow Complex. He's got a lot of games he wants me to play, and I'm kind of like, hey man, you give me the money, I'll I'll buy them. But yeah, that's what Kid Varg was doing, Nianjan. It was really cool. Like you can do a lot of stuff where like he would find treasure chests that had like a Twitch emblem on them, and you would literally have to type like boom, pow, crunch, hit, smash, and every time somebody typed one of those command words in the chat, that would be one hit he could get on the lock. So you have to have people like typing it over and over and over, and it can't be the same word one after the other. You have to like cycle through them. And you could do a thing where you could like apply buffs and debuffs to his character at the start of an area. And there was something where one of your fans could be randomly selected to be Commander Chicken, and you would just have a magic chicken following you that would shoot lightning bolts at enemies and heal you. Yeah, our Captain Chicken. I loved being Captain Chicken. That was really fun. Okay, so the exit is sealed, or the entrance is sealed shut. Let's see. It was really cool, honestly. It was very unique. Sure, no problem. Yeah, I do remember that as well. That there was a thing where people could actually like control the bosses to a certain degree. Hmm. Can I not get lower in here right now? The only thing I've ever bought from the Epic Store was the expansion to Moonlighter. Everything else, I've got like 40 games on my library, and they're all free games that I got. The only reason I downloaded the Epic Store was because I had wanted to download the Unreal Engine stuff and learn Unreal Engine, and then I got really into the streaming thing instead. So I haven't actually had a chance to do anything with it. Feral Wood. Well, that's not what I want to fight. I want to fight Spirit Wood. Maybe I can't get into the part that I'm thinking of yet. Hmm. Feral Woods. Dragon. Dread Dragon. Rock Raider. Grand Rock Raider. Apep. Namonerum. Namonerum. Hmm. We'll check this area one more time. Maybe I missed a side passage. If I don't find the monsters I'm looking for on this run through, then we'll do a different quest. Um, for the last little bit of this stream, we'll fight something else. There's always rare monsters to fight. We've actually got several spots on the world map that I've unlocked and just literally never been to, because they weren't required for quests, and I just found them by talking to people. So, well, normally on Friday nights I would be streaming something, but given the fact that I'm streaming early in the day today, I might spend some time learning how to do OBS and Streamlabs and all that, whatever you call it. Um, I feel like those are two different things, right? Like OBS is the actual thing that controls your stream, and then Streamlabs is like the way that you can monitor it or whatever. I might sit down and learn that stuff today. It's not hard. It's just I just haven't looked at it. I basically all I know about it is that it exists. So that might be what I do tonight. I don't know yet. I gotta stay fresh for Yoshi's Island tomorrow. We're gonna be doing Yoshi's Island World 4 tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow night I'm doing Shadow Complex. And Divide by Zeros better be here. I'm gonna have to text him and remind him, hey man, you've only been harassing me about this game for 2 months now. You better watch me play it. Because I'm not gonna play it twice.
We shall stop them here. Prepare yourself.
So I know we started talking about this like 45 minutes ago, and then I got off topic because that's something that I do. But what are you gonna? Do you know what you're planning to play next on the Super Nintendo, Nianjan, or is it not really predetermined? Because you said you beat Super Turricant.
Wait, I must surpass my mother.
I was just saying I can't remember if you had actually said what you were going to play next on the Super Nintendo if you had decided yet. Because you had said you beat Super Turrican, and then we went off on a side road about how to mod Super Nintendo Minis. Soul Blazer. Okay. Is that like a top-down one? It's got kind of like a vaguely Zelda-esque look to it. I think I might have seen you playing a little bit of that. I was really distracted yesterday with work stuff. So, okay. Yeah, I think I might have like very briefly seen you playing that. Terranigma. No, I don't even know what Terranigma is. I might recognize it if I see it, but I can't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what game it is.
Catch them in their blind spot.
Okay.
That's the way.
That's the way it usually goes, right? It was a great game. It never came out in the United States. If they can't sell a million copies here, they don't bring it over. Okay. I didn't start out intending to be playing a whole lot of RPGs, but that's kind of what I've gravitated towards is just playing like 2 or 3 RPGs at a time. Not US due to reasons. Is it because you play as a boy and you can marry a boy? Because I know that was a big thing in the 90s, and I'm honestly not trying to be funny, but like did you ever or did any of you out there if you ever played Azure Dreams, the procedurally generated like randomized monster tower, like monster trainer tower climber game? They had a whole mechanic where you could date various people in the town, and then once you got to a certain point, it was fun. It was a PlayStation 1 game. You should look it up. It's got a lot of replay value to it. Basically, you live in it's a very reminiscent of Moonlighter, honestly. You live in this little town out in the middle of the desert whose only claim to fame is the Monster Tower. And people would go into the tower from all over the world, and they would explore the tower and find monster eggs, and then bring the eggs out and hatch the monsters to help with like you know physical labor and doing different things. And your father was like one of the greatest tower hunters that ever lived, and he went into the tower 10 years ago and never came out, and now you're like going in and trying to adventure, and as you earn money and stuff you can invest it back into the town or into your house. And there's all these different characters, like you can actually like you can pay money to have a bowling alley built in town, and then you can do a bowling mini game whenever you want. It actually has a significant impact on the town when you're doing this stuff. But they had a thing where you could actually romance all these different characters, and it would culminate in you proposing to them and getting married to them. And for the game to come out in the US, there was like a blue feather item or something like that you had to get to propose to a character. And because one of the characters you could propose to was your neighbor who was the same gender as you, they took that item out of the US version, so you can never complete the romance arcs for any of the characters in the game, because that was what they had to do to get it released in the US. So you spend hours and hours and hours pursuing the romance arcs for whatever character, the barmaid or the doctor's kid or whatever. And then it's like, well, if you can find this item, you can propose. And the game tells you, like, this is the item that you need. And then it's just not there. It just does not ever drop ever anywhere. And it's so crappy. They had a lot of issues with that in the U.S. in the 90s. That was like a big no-no. Um, any type of same gender relationships got shut down pretty hard in our games. I can believe that too. But then Streets of Rage, one of the common enemy types is literally a woman in a red leather mini skirt with a whip. But so you can beat the hell out of her, but you can't you can't get married to a guy or have the female boss in a game.
Take the upper hand.
It's pretty silly. But, you know, they also I don't want to turn it into a political thing, but there's also people that still in today like right now there's people in the US that believe that violent video games cause people to commit acts of violence, and in the state of Texas you can now own a handgun without a license or training. So, you know, don't play Doom because it'll make you a bad person, but feel free to go drop $500 on a handgun that's not you're not actually required to be licensed to own. It's so silly. Silly's not the word for it, but yeah, don't play Doom and wear a trench coat. It had nothing to do with parenting whatsoever.
Let's do this. What are you looking at? Stand your ground. Smash it from the side.
Oh, almost didn't expect that one. Ooh. Okay. I'm not seeing any of the monsters I need, which makes me think that they are in the first area. There's a down elevator that's currently broken. Yeah, really and truly. Wait, hang on a second. Did I get turned around? I think I just turned around and came back the way. Yeah. Okay. Yep, it's true. Yeah, I like actually came up to here, opened this door, and then completely got distracted, and then walked away back to the entrance of the area. I don't have any attention issues. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm laser focused all the time. Alrighty. If we don't get those rare monsters this time, then we're not getting them at all. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, he's going. Oh no! There has been a monster intrusion. Oh.
I'm gonna destroy you. Attack them from that flank.
Well, I am getting some decent. I don't know if I need them, but I am getting some items that are at least like decently rare to sell. So, if nothing else, I'll get money off of this. This guy's going too fast. He's gonna catch me. Go. thought my treasure sense was tingling. There we go. Oh. Ooh. Um. Well, it's not a rare, but it's about to get stomped. I really didn't want to fight all the imps at once. There we go. Oh, God. Oh, God. His HP bar is not moving. He's just a regular enemy, guys. This is a problem. Oh. Almost got him down to quarter health. I think a lot of people don't like Simri because his attack power is so disgustingly low, but really, I just keep him because he's got that shield, and for whatever reason, he seems to have like an extremely over advanced dodge ability and counter ability. Morale affects how likely you are to resist status effects, how likely you are to get critical hits. High morale means you tend to get more limit breaks. So like when the main character Rush summons that monster, or when he freezes time and does all the punches and kicks, that's based on your morale partially. And just overall, it gives you a whole lot of passive boosts to crit chance, dodge chance, block chance, things like that. You can end up in a situation where you start to spiral because as unions get, well, certain enemies have moves that will lower your morale. So this one actually has one called Deathly Wail that drops your morale like 2 ranks, I think. There's actually a couple of bosses that they'll start every fight by doing Victory Cry, which maxes out their morale, and then you have to fight your way back up. Um, I'm going to get morale boosts, so whenever you see strike from the sides, or if I have enough people piling on to one enemy to get flank attacks and rear assaults and things, every time I execute a side attack or a rear assault, I just automatically get a morale boost. So it's really just a matter of being able to monitor it and know what makes morale go up and what doesn't. Um, Sometimes you do have enemies that their main focus is to just mess up your morale. But yeah, you can end up in a position where you're basically just trapped in a never-ending spiral of like getting a little morale back and then losing it again over and over. It's not with every hit though. That would be terrible. Um, yeah, so see that little, I got a little nudge there from that critical hit. But now that they've gotten that first flank attack, even if everybody else breaks away, as long as one person is deadlocked with him, like face to face, I'm gonna keep getting the option to just automatically get flank attacks. So I'm guaranteed, as long as nobody dies, I'm guaranteed to get 2 morale ups every single turn against this guy. But it's not gonna matter because he's only got one more round left in him anyway. Unless he does something really crazy this turn, which I don't think he's going to. Oof. Never mind. I take it back. And dead. We did it.
May the goddess bless you all.
didn't get anything worth anything from the fight. I got the bragging rights of killing a dragon. I want to know how he got down here. Somebody left him down here because he kept losing a race, right, Kid Varg? They brought him down here as a baby and left him here because he wasn't pleasing them in the agility tests at the dog show. Oh. I was like, I don't think I think he's gonna attack me. I should have backed up a little bit. Darn it. Whatever.
We shall stop them here. Smash it from the side.
Little by little, I'm becoming stronger.
I will say it's nice to see that my battle rank advancement has slowed down because when I was in that mission the other day, Kid Varg was watching, I gained like 10 levels. And you don't really want to level up too much in this game. And I gained like 10 levels in one quest. So I'm glad that, I mean, now I'm fighting kind of weak stuff, so I don't have to worry about it as much. You die.
Finish them off.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
Attack them from that flank.
Boom. Faye is finally starting to get a little more reliable with her hits, which is nice because she was kind of crappy when I first hired her. But I knew she'd get good eventually, but it was just a bit of a slog. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any rare monsters on this area. He's just sitting there staring at the empty treasure chest. Who stole my treasure?
Come on, let's get some eggs.
At least I get the opportunity to level up some of my weapons with regular attacks. Oh, messed that up. Poof. Nice. Okay. I was gonna say, I hope that's not the last. I really don't want to have to like watch a whole another round of combat just to get one hit on one monster.
I need the other one. The other one.
The other one. Give him the stick. Don't give him the stick. All right. Hurry up and kill these guys. And there we go. Do some excavating. Hope for another 60 chain like I got in the Ivory Peaks somehow. Oh, Mr. Diggs, why you do this to me, brother? Is it literally just only urns? There's got to be a rare item that spawns here, right? Gotta be a rare item. Nice. Drill Master. And nothing. Okay. Nope. Alrighty. Poof. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. We got that done. And let me check something real quick. Let's see. Who do we got? Well, does anybody have a friend that we should raid? Because I think I'm done for the day, and I want to start being good about raiding people. Um, but I don't know that. I mean, I've got some people that I'm following, but I've never talked to any of these people before, and I don't know what kind of a person they are, so I don't want to dump you in there. But if nobody has a suggestion, then that's okay. I'll just end it here. It won't be a big thing. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. All right. Well, I guess we're just going to call it. We're at the 3-hour mark. I've had a very, very, very nice day. I've had all of the greatest hits have come in and hung out and chatted with me for a while. Got to hunt some rare monsters. Got to enjoy the decent weather, from inside, which is the best place to enjoy nice weather from. And yeah, I've enjoyed this. So thank you everybody, as always, for watching. Thank you one more time to I Have Pets. I do have pets. You know I have pets, Nianjan. Are you after pets? Are we doing a last minute pet stream? You want to see them again? I don't know if I can get all of them in here, but I will bring them in. Give me 1 second. One moment. Let's find some victims. Alright. So most of them are asleep and I don't want to disturb them. But this is Dennis. Dennis does not like to be carried. But there he is. He is a big boy, as you can see. Dennis is part Maine Coon. So he weighs about 14 pounds and he is not chunky. He's also very fluffy and he's not a big fan of being held. So he's left. But that was Dennis. And I've got Momo. Okay. I was just saying I wasn't going to wake them up, but then they got woken up anyway. So this is Momo. And Momo is our baby that we just rescued. She's about 4 months old now. And she doesn't know what's going on. She says, I don't want to be here. She was literally asleep on the couch when I went down there, but Calrea brought her up. Momo, come back. She meh, walked away. Come here, honey. I don't know who. My favorite boy. And this is the best one of all. This is not Dennis. This is another big orange cat. This is Hobbs. Oh, Hobbs knows he's my favorite. Hey, Hobbs. All of our cats were rescues, but Hobbs is our number one favorite rescue because Hobbs is 12 years old. He was an outside cat that was abandoned as a kitten, and he had lived outside at our apartment complex his whole life. And he is a very good boy. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah. He good boy. Hey, buddy. He says, what is going on? Hey, Julius. Calray is just bringing me cat after cat. And then this is our third orange cat, and he does not want to be held right now. But this is Julius. And Julius looks exactly like Hobbs because Hobbs is most likely his grandfather. They both came from the same apartment complex. And Julius is also very large. Julius is a long cat. So, and Julius is a sweetheart. He's very chill. He gets along with all the other animals. He never starts any kind of drama. Unlike this one. Now you're gonna bring Lily up here next. And then we got Link. And Link always causes drama. Link is our second fluffy boy. He's a little smaller than the other fluff. But, hey, buddy. He knows where the camera is. He's like, no. Link is the mouthy one. He's the one that gets into stuff. He'll jump up on the desk and he'll be messing with stuff. And you'll be like, Link, don't do that. And he looks right at you and meow. And then he goes back to what he's doing. Like he literally tells you to shove it and then continues being a butthole. Lily, where you at, baby? Oh, don't bring. I was gonna say don't bring the other one up because she'll freak out. Like, Lily, come here, honey. You'll be famous. Come here. Come here. Come here. And this is Lily. And Lily is not a cat. Lily's a dog. Come here. This is the big fluffer. Hello. She's like, please put me down. I don't want to be here. Yes. Thank you, Lily. Go on, you're a good girl. Thank you, baby. She's looking back at me like, are we done? Can I go? So Lily is half German Shepherd and half Black Lab. She weighs about 80 pounds, and she's also very old. She's about 12 years old now. And I've had her since she was a little puppy. So she's not going to fight me on it, but she's not a fan of being picked up either. I pick her up and do curls with her sometimes, and she just is like... So that was 5 of the 6 cats and the dog. Yeah, not shown is Callie. Callie actually made a surprise appearance on my stream Wednesday. I was in the process of telling Kid Varg how I almost never see her because she hides a lot. And then she jumped up here. And then I turned to her and I was like, Callie, what are you doing? And she immediately like jetted out of the room. Like, oh shit, you're here? I didn't realize. But you can't pick her up and carry her anywhere or she'll freak out. So if she doesn't like jump up here on her own, y'all are never going to see her. And she's a little calico. So she is... All of our cats were rescues, but the difference is that Hobbs is just old and he just likes people. But Callie was an outside cat for about 2 years before we brought her in. And there were other cats in the complex that used to pick on her. And that's why we brought her in, is because she was like one of the smaller females in the feral colony. So there were a couple of older ones that would kind of punt her all over the parking lot. So when the weather got hot, she used to follow Hobbs around everywhere. Hobbs was like her little boyfriend. And when the weather got really hot in the summertime, I started opening the windows, and then Hobbs would come in and she'd follow him. So when Hobbs stayed in, we kind of just kept her as well, but she's still more feral than the others. Like she's sweet, you can pet her, you can love her, she doesn't bite or scratch or anything, but she just hates being picked up, and she doesn't like people like coming towards her with their hands out and stuff like that. Like she'll come to you and let you pet her, but she does not let you like just grab her up. She kind of makes this weird frog sound when you pick her up. She's like, "Bah," and then she gives you about 10 seconds and she starts windmilling, trying to get away. So it's just a matter of she's one of the smaller ones. She was not around people as much, and yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's just not gonna ever be as social as the others, I don't think. She likes cats. I took her to the vet, and she had a really bad experience in the car ride to the vet, and I think it scarred her for life. So she's not my biggest fan. So yeah, he absolutely had to get away. Link, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Spoiled ass cat. Anyway, so that added a good 10 minutes of content to the stream. Thank you, Nanjan. You got to get some more of your animals on the stream. Or I guess, do you have cats and stuff inside, or no? Is it just the bunnies? One cat inside? I thought so, because I thought I remembered you saying that like she doesn't really like. I can't remember if you said it was something you were talking about her or the cat's relationship to the bunnies. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have all that. I used to have fish tanks when I was a kid. I had a lot of fish, but I definitely couldn't have them now. This one right here would get in the fish tank. He does not care. He used to he used to get in the sink whenever I was trying to like brush my teeth or whatever. He'd jump in the sink and lay down. And one day I was like, you know what? And I turned the water on while he was laying in the sink, and he like turned over and looked at me and was like, and he just like locked eyes with me and just stared me dead in the eye as there's water just pouring down on him like, you asshole. Did you really just turn that water off? And I was like, I'm sorry, Link. And I turned it off, and then he got up and walked away. Like, so I know for a fact he would not be scared to go fishing in a fish tank. Um, he's a bad boy. But anyway, well, that was a fun way to close out the stream. Thank you for bringing that up, Nianjan. I used to have show and tells for the animals, but I turned them off a while ago, and I just never turned them back on because I usually am streaming around the time they eat, so I'm usually interrupting their dinner to be like, look at this cat, and then they get really pissed off. So, why are you stalling time? I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Or were you trying to get your stream set? But no, I will. I will be back tomorrow. It is currently 1:50 p.m. and I'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow playing Yoshi's Island. I can't find anybody. I was wondering if somebody had a suggestion, but I don't have anybody that I particularly know to be amazing unless it was like Kit Boga or something, you know. Um, oh, actually, we could do. Here you go. Copy. These guys actually seem pretty cool. I was watching them yesterday. It's a larger channel, but let's see. Yeah, I don't know any of these other people that well. I don't want to put y'all in something and it them be like Nazis or something. Here we go. So, thank you everybody, as always, for watching. I am going to end it here. I hope to see you again next time. And until that happens, stay healthy, stay safe out there, y'all. Later.